Good afternoon. My name is Patrick McAdams, and today I'll be telling you about Furman's Lake. However, this presentation will mainly focus on the environmental problems that are currently affecting this lake and the solutions that are being done to fix these problems. Some of these problems include algae. Furman's Lake is an ideal place for algae growth because over 90% of the lake is less than 6 feet deep. So light is able to get through from the very top of the water all the way to the bottom. This means that algae is able to grow on any area of the lake. The shallow water warms quickly, and this warm water causes algae mass to form, which kill other forms of marine plant life. This also creates an unpleasant odor. Several elements of the lake restoration project are focusing on reducing nutrient runoff and decreasing this algal growth. Another aspect of the lake's restoration project that is being undergone is biodiversity. Some of the hopes of this project include greater plant and habitat diversity in the lake environment. One of the main focuses is changing the habitat from a monoculture, meaning one plant or crop, of the current turf grass, to a mixture of flowers, wildflower meadows, rain gardens, and other types of aquatic plants. Ecology students at this university are also trying to take a survey of songbirds, which will hope to one day figure out which types of plants are conducive to their return. Other aspects of the lake that have been studied in terms of environmental remediation include water chemistry. This study included feeder streams, outlet streams, and studies of the Reedy River, which is the river that the lake empties out into. Since the 1990s, studies have been conducted to determine the water quality. In context, ecology students have figured out that water chemistry has increased pH in recent years. This is most likely due to the continued acclimation of algae, overpopulation of ducks and geese, and mainly waste products from all the animals that live in the lake. Other problems include the high concentrations of bacteria, including two bacteria that are potentially fatal to humans, E. coli and Enterococcus. Since a high concentration of bacteria presents a health risk, this is the reason why the Furman Lake is closed to recreation. However, there has been a recent creation of the Lake Restoration Task Force, which consists of faculty and students banding together and figuring out ways to reduce bacteria, algal runoff, and waste products from animals. Among these efforts are plantings, which are conducted by this task force. Some of these plants include the cardinal flower, plains copris, New England aster, the rose meadow, and the blazing star. Other plants have been put there not for aesthetic purposes, but to help reduce the runoff. These include the blazing star, the river oats, the flowing dogwood, wild indigo, purple coneflower, pickerel weed, hazel alder, tulip poplar, smartweed, trumpet creeper, American sycamore, and the weeping willow. Also being currently undertaken by the Lake Restoration Project is tree plantings. Some of these plantings include ginkgos, oaks, and sycamores. However, most of these trees will not be fully grown for another 80 years, leaving it up to future generations of Furman students to decide what type of effort they will want to put into lake restoration. Hello, my name is Patrick McAdams. I'll be talking to you today about Furman's Lake and some of the problems it is having. One of the problems is eutrophication, which is a form of chemical sewage runoff which, contrary to what you might think, actually causes the lake to increase in the amount of nutrients and plant life it has. This has caused many problems for Furman because we're seeing an overpopulation of geese and ducks and pretty much every type of waterfowl that there is. And this is a huge problem because people can no longer swim in it because it's contaminated with feces, and some of the other concerns include a high water temperature, which comes from the lake being shallow. And so anyway, there's this lake restoration project that started in 2006 that has restored a lot of the surrounding plant life around the edges. And one of the goals that Furman has, though this is probably unrealistic, is for people to be able to swim in the lake by the year 2015.